What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Absolutely a Gamble. Week 2 was a great bounce back week for me. Your boy got 3 out of 5 picks right. The only 2 picks that I got wrong were Colts money line. Those fellas let me down another week. So this week, I'm not even going to touch anything that has to do with them. And the other bet that I lost was the Rams and the Cardinals game, where I picked Rams money line. The Rams are now 13-3 against the Arizona Cardinals, where Sean McVay is in his last 16 games. The Rams were decimated by injuries, and the Cardinals got up on them early and just never took their foot off their neck. So it is what it is. But 3 out of 5 is a great step in the right direction. Now, we're getting ready for week 3. Since I had a pretty good run on betting just money lines, over, unders, and spreads, I think I'm going to keep that as my format from now on. And I think I'm just going to keep the props to the bets that I make on Sundays or bets that I put out on Saturdays and things like that. So, let's keep it going. So the first bet that I have is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the New Orleans Saints over 49.5 total points. The New Orleans Saints by themselves so far in 2 games are averaging 45.5 points per game. Granted, the first team that they played, the Carolina Panthers, are a terrible team. But the second team they played the Dallas Cowboys at home and still put up 47 points or something like that on them. So, since the point total is at 49.5, of course, I'm not expecting the Saints to score 40-plus points again, but it's definitely possible with this new offense and the ways that they're getting their playmakers open. I think the Saints are going to score a lot of points. And the Eagles' defense has been pretty bad so far, like I predicted in the offseason. You got Vic Fangio back there with his complex scheme. You have a bunch of young DBs. You have a couple of leaders in that, defensive room that either retired or are on different teams. The linebacking core is still not that good. So I think that, this Saints offense could take advantage of Philly. And all Philly has to do on the other end is score a couple touchdowns, which I think they have a prolific offense with Kellen Moore as the OC now. So I think that, it's possible that the Saints could score like 27 to like 33 points or something like that. And then Philly could score anywhere between like 17 to 21 points themselves. And they're coming off a loss, so I'm pretty sure that Philly's going to be pissed. And playing the over is kind of safe because then, you don't have to worry about who wins as long as touchdowns are scored. And, 2 prolific offenses usually equals fireworks. So that's why I'm taking that bet. Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers going to the Tennessee Titans, which should be a Malik Willis revenge game, I guess. I saw reports that Jordan Love was practicing today. So there's a chance that he could play. There's a chance. But even if he ends up not playing, I'm still confident that the Packers, their D-line will be able to dominate the Tennessee Titans O-line. And the Titans offense has not looked good at all. Will Levis has made plenty of mistakes for him to lose both of the games that he's played in so far. And I think that the Packers could do just enough to squeak by. Now, the line right now is at Tennessee minus 2.5. So I'm taking the other side, which is Green Bay plus 2.5. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. And I think that, the Packers are going to win this game outright. I'm not taking Packers money line as a best bet. If they're going to give me points, I'm taking the points. But, I wouldn't blame you if you just bet the Packers outright at plus money, because I really think that the Packers are going to find a way to win this game on the road. The Buffalo Bills are playing the Jacksonville Jaguars on Monday Night Football. There are 2 Monday Night Football games, and this game is one of them. I expect the Buffalo Bills D-line to dominate the Jaguars O-line, just like with Tennessee. It kind of feels like everybody in the AFC South is playing terrible football right now, aside from the Houston Texans. So I'm just going to keep picking on the AFC South. I should have gone against the Colts last week, but my optimism, my homerism gave me hope. But, I'm staying away from them until they show me better. But the Buffalo Bills, I think, are going to dominate the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that James Cook is going to have a really good day. I think that Josh Allen is going to manage the game. I think he's just going to distribute the ball well. They're going to take whatever the defense gives them, and I think that they're going to rely on their defense to add pressure to Trevor Lawrence, to add pressure on that Jacksonville O-line, to make the wide receivers' lives, more difficult. This Bills defense is playing with a fire, and I don't blame them, because when you have Josh Allen on the other side, all you have to do is do your job, and Josh Allen will do his job. And I feel like James Cook is in for one of those very, very special seasons. So I'm taking Bills money line as my best bet. The Dallas Cowboys play the Baltimore Ravens this week, and Lamar Jackson has a really good track record against NFC opponents. He dominates NFC opponents. And, I was going to take the money line, but that's not something that I'm willing to risk, because I feel like this game could go either way. Dallas has a good D-line, and Baltimore's O-line is, in shambles a little bit right now. Hence why they're 0-2 in 2 games where they really should have won. But them having a battle line right now kind of messed them up a little bit. So I'm taking the over 48.5 total points, because I feel like Baltimore is going to find ways to move the ball against this Dallas Mike Zimmer defense. Either that, or Dallas is going to take advantage of the Baltimore defense, which hasn't really been that good, considering that they have a new defensive coordinator now. So I think that, points are going to be aplenty for both sides. So I think that a shootout is definitely in the works. CeeDee Lamb didn't practice today, so that might be a little bit concerning. But I'm hoping that's more like a maintenance thing rather than him actually missing the game. If he misses the game, there's a chance that this game could go under. But I'm willing to bet on the fact that, the Ravens are 0-2. They're going to come in there and they're going to do everything that they possibly can to try to win this game. I feel like Derrick Henry is going to play with a vengeance, trying to, make the Cowboys pay for not even calling him this offseason. So I think that the Ravens are going to score a lot. And I think, the Cowboys can have a similar situation as this past weekend when they played the Saints, where the Cowboys give up a ton of points and then they're chasing points late in the game. So I think that 48.5 is something that I'm willing to bet on. It's one of those bets where it's like, if it does go under, then oh well, but the likelihood of it going over is what I'm willing to bet on. Last but not least, my favorite bet of the week is Chiefs money line on Sunday Night Football. The Kansas City Chiefs play the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons just came off a primetime game on Monday where they beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the dying seconds of the game. It was an incredible drive by Kirk Cousins. Incredible drive. I do expect it to be, a very close game. I do think that the Falcons are a good enough team and that Kirk Cousins is starting to get into rhythm a little bit. So I do think that he'll make it very competitive. The Chiefs losing Isaiah Pacheco will most likely mean that they'll have to turn to the pass game. I'm not sure how the run game will be with Steele there and Samaje Perine, and they signed Kareem Hunt to their practice squad, so I'm not really sure if he's going to play. But I do think that they'll rely on Mahomes' arm very heavily this weekend. So I do think that, this is a good game. This will be a good game for Travis Kelce. Hopefully he gets into the end zone. It's going to be a primetime game, and Mahomes does really well in primetime games, and the Chiefs usually do well in primetime games. And because of the fact that Kirk Cousins just won his last primetime game, it would be amazing. It would be miraculous for him to win this game again. So that's why I think that the safe bet is Chiefs money line. As always, thank you very much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Say something nice to someone today. Give someone a compliment. Make someone smile. Make someone's day. And I'll see you guys next week.